Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Comic Book Geezers, a celebration episode. I am Pete, your host, and my co-host extraordinaire on the other end of the Zoom, Mr. Wild Bill. Greetings, Bill. What's
Morning,
happening?
Pete. Hello, comic book fans out there in cyberspace. I'm Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic from Comic Book Geezers. How you doing? We are doing another Corona lockdown episode. As you can see, Pete and I are sequestered in our homes, separated, but we're together, connected again in cyberspace. Thank you, technology.
That is
What's
right.
happening, man?
So today, this is a pretty special episode. So as many of you know, we've been on the air here on YouTube for not quite 3 years. What did you say, Bill? 33 months, 34 months, something
33,
like that?
34 months. About 32, 33 months. We started July of 2017, so December of 2019 was 2.5 years it took us to get to 500 subscribers. We kept begging and pleading with you guys to tell your friends because we were trying to get to 1,000, and we finally did that last night. We were at 399 when I went to bed last night, which was still before midnight. But when I woke up this morning, I saw 1K subscribers.
There you
But
go.
it should be 1M because M equals 1,000 in Roman numerals.
That is true.
Just being technical. It is.
So we want to thank everybody.
Huh?
I just said we want to thank everybody, and specifically, I made a plea to a lot of our Sea of Tranquility viewers on our sister channel to please come help us out and subscribe and help us grow here, and they've done that in force over the last week. So I want to thank everybody, and hopefully, and I've noticed a lot of the views on a lot of the videos have gone up. So I think a lot of the folks who have jumped on recently are digging what we're doing. So what we wanted to do is kind of like a thank you episode. We wanted to do a little reminiscence. So cue the song Reminiscent, right? And by a Little River Band.
Before you reminisce, I want to jump in and thank all your viewers from Sea of Tranquility for coming over here and checking us out. They don't know me from a hole in the wall, but they sure as hell know you. So, thank you all for giving Pete a chance and coming over here and giving Comic Book Geezers a chance. And if you are comic book lovers, we hope that you like what you're seeing. And we already know your music lovers been watching Pete's channel for so many years or whatever. He's got it going on. We've got a lot of common interests. Pete and I have been friends for 35 years. So I just want to thank all you guys. And you did it so quick. In less than 4 months, 3.5 months, we went from 500 to 1,000. And that's mostly probably because of these Sea of Tranquility viewers of yours, Pete. And I just want to thank each of them so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And, they've been throwing in some comments. I've even seen a guy write you who said he doesn't like comics, but he came over just to support you anyway for this channel. So I reached out and thanked him. So,
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got some really good people over there who just they like to be entertained. So even if it's like a subject that they may not be comic collectors, they can appreciate the camaraderie and the chemistry that you and I have. But we're talking about stuff. We talk with passion about stuff we like, and I do the same thing over on Sea of Tranquility. We bring it here. We love this stuff, and that's what it's all about, right? It's just honest passion for whatever the topic might be. So what Bill and I wanted to do was like a little thank you, and we wanted to kind of just talk about some of our favorite videos and times here on the channel that we've had over the last not quite 3 years, and there have been some good ones. And this is not rehearsed. We have not discussed what we want to kind of bring up. This is totally off the cuff. I'm going to let Bill start it off because I know we have a lot. We often talk about a lot of our favorite moments on this channel. There have been some really good ones, but I'll let Bill take it from there.
What am I doing? One at a time or a couple out of the gate? I don't know.
Whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want.
I'm going to do, I have to say our Where Monsters Dwell episode that we did like back in September or in the summertime of 2019, Where Monsters Dwell. Great episode. Had a lot of fun with that. That one was really good. And to see the comments from people on that. And that was pretty cool. And so that was
you know what made that one so good? Because I think that people love when we open books up and we actually, because I mean, come on, there's sometimes some of the stuff we talk about, the stories are so absurd. You can't convey that until you actually open it up and show them exactly what we're talking about. And I think that I know I had a blast doing that episode because I think that was the first
thing to follow up on what you just said. The rant about ugly covers was great. And also your rant about Frank Robbins' artwork is another one that comes to mind right now. Those were fun.
Or Frank Robbins. I know I shit on him a lot, but Man, some of his artwork is just terrible. You know,
Is he
I always
still
feel bad.
alive?
Is he? I don't know.
I'm asking.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay. I know you're not a fan, but I thought you might know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, that was a fun episode. What about you? Anything else that you can think of?
Well, I thought our first Wacky Packages episode was an absolute drop dead classic because I think your story and tirade on your old teacher was like for the
Oh,
ages. And you know what? We have a lot of people have loved that episode. And
that's still that story still breaks my heart to this day. I'm never gonna get over that. You know that, dude. Just never, even if someone gave me those wacky packages, it's still the pain is still there, man. Because people have talked about wanting to buy them for me to replace them. It's like I appreciate the thought, but it's not gonna fix the break. It's
yeah,
that's a major hole in my heart right there, man.
that's what you call irreparable damage, right?
Yes. In the divorce court, what is it? Irreconcilable differences, right?
Yes, exactly.
There's no
So
way that teacher could ever make he can't mend fences with me on that one. There's no way.
no,
Anyway, but yeah, that was painful, man.
yeah. But it made for great viewing, and that's why I love that. So for me, probably my all-time favorite episode, and again, the just the amount of effort that went into it and the circumstances from the day we taped it was just, the more I think about it, the more like the first shoot with the Fiend was like, I mean, so we haven't really talked about this. So for all you folks who have watched that episode, and you know, a lot of you loved it, a handful of you didn't really like it, and I get that.
How about those who don't even know who it is? You want to back up a little bit or no?
Oh yeah. So all right. So yes. All right. So I'll let you tell that part of it, and then I want to talk about the episode itself. So go ahead.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you who don't know about the Fiend is a character that I created from an impression. And I kept it to myself for like 3 years because it's an evil, demented voice. So when I finally came out with it, Pete and my friends were like, "What the hell is that?" And they loved it. And it became an instant hit. And it was only one line. And it was truly comic book inspired. It was my version, my culmination of the supervillain, the Marvel supervillain. And all he does is brag and fester his anger. And that's basically what the underlying premise of that character was. He had no name. It was just a voice. And it was just one line. Within moments, world domination shall be mine, and nothing can stop me. Not even that wall-crawling menace called Spider-Man.
And that
So
was the
eventually I
original.
had to
That
get
was the
rid.
original line. That's all it was.
That's what it was. So when my friends started to egg me on and they kept talking like that and it evolved, and of course they were going down a different direction of what I had dreamed of that character, but eventually he has a library of dialogue now as time went on, and it became a Halloween costume, and it eventually I wrote a script and it's still in my closet, and we shot some clips of that. That's a whole other story, but the Fiend has been an inside joke with Pete and me and my other close knit friends, and it's been going on for almost 30 years, right? Since like 1991 is when it came out of the closet.
Yep.
And so we finally decided that the Fiend is somebody who should be on Comic Book Geezers to sit down with Pete and talk about horror comic books and let him fester off his madness on the crowd. And of course, some of you viewers didn't like it, but I do. It's my baby. I don't care. It's my show, and we had fun with it, and we did a second episode. So anyway, Pete, I'll kick it back to you.
So yeah. So a lot of history with this character. And so we had been talking for a long time about bringing the Fiend to the channel, right? And figuring out how to do it. So originally, you know, Bill was just going to come on and he was going to do the character and we would just have a little fun with it and show off some comics. And I came up with this idea, you know what? Let's like do a kind of mock mini movie and make it really serious. And I came up with a story that this character called the Fiend showed up at the studio with these drones, his minions, kidnapped Bill, all right, held me hostage, and decided to use the Comic Book Geezers channel as a way to convey his message of world domination out to the universe via YouTube. So that's what we ran with. And Bill was like, okay, so we went through what we were going to do and everything like that. And then we're like, all right, so we're going to do this. So we knew exactly what we were going to do, and which in essence is the true essence of the Fiend character anyway, right? So we're talking about a diabolical, classic comic book villain. That's what he was. So I
Who's
wanted
not
to
from
do
this earth.
not from this earth, right? So that's all it was, guys. And I wanted to make it like a little
He
mini
hates
movie,
mankind.
right? Exactly. And I
He
think
hates mankind and wants to.
it came out perfect.
And ironically, I haven't really talked to Pete about this yet, but this coronavirus epidemic, this pandemic panic that is sweeping the world, is something that would be right up the Fiend's alley, a tool that he would use in his quest for world domination. But it's such a sensitive topic, I don't bring it up right now, but
Yeah.
when this eventually dies over and things get better, it is something I would definitely throw in. There's so much material there for the Fiend to feed off of.
So the best part of this whole story is the day of, it was in the middle of the summer. I think it was August, right? Or was it July?
No,
I
it
don't
was
even
early
remember.
July. It was early July, but it was hot.
Oh, it was ridiculously hot. So,
Like 90 in my apartment at least.
it was, dude, it was hotter than that. Come on. It was hotter than that. So,
Okay,
so
nice
I show up, and Bill is like getting ready with the makeup, and he's like, it's so hot in the apartment that the makeup is like sliding off of his face. He can't get the
chin to stay on.
the chin to stay on, or the nose, right?
The nose stayed on, but the chin wouldn't.
So literally the makeup is like running off of his face, and I'm sweating, right? So we start to tape, and Bill walks, I do the intro, and of course I'm all serious and everything like that.
You forgot to mention that we were going to plan on taping 5 horror comic book episodes.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. So the plan was we were going to do a original episode and a couple sequels, right? And it was going to be all in the same storyline, and we were going to do 5 episodes. And I'll never forget the first take we went to do. You actually, when I introduced you and I'm all serious, you walked onto the camera and the chin just like fell off your face. And like you're like, and I was like, all right, this is like ridiculous. And I'm like, and we did a couple takes, and I'm sweating, and you could tell I'm like, every take we took, my hair is like dripping wet. And it was.
So when my chin fell off, because I didn't use makeup on my real chin,
right.
So I had to put the green makeup on my chin. So we shot without the fake chin. But when we did a second taping in September at your place, your wife did my makeup.
Yeah.
And because the environment was, wasn't summertime, everything stayed on much better. But both tapings were improv.
Yeah.
Totally improv.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like a deer in the headlights the second time around. I felt my performance was worse the second time, but it came out great. But I'm always my own worst critic anyway. A lot of times when I was doing open mics, I would always tape my performances, but I would never put them up on the air if I didn't like what I saw. I only put it up if I really, really thought it was good enough for other people to watch. But The Fiend, as crazy as we improv, that first taping, I was amazed at how I was able to spit out all those lines that I developed over the years at improv. But the second time around, I didn't feel that I was quite as sharp, but it still went over. The general idea of what I'm trying to convey with that character, I was able to get it out.
Yeah, I thought they came out great, and you guys have to watch it at home. You got to understand. So I've heard this character for many years, but during that first episode specifically, I was trying so hard not to bust out laughing and trying to keep a straight face, because we were trying to make it a very serious episode. We were trying to replicate an actual, like I said, a little mini movie. And I'm sweating profusely. I'm trying not to laugh because he was just like firing off one line after another. And it was absolutely perfect. And I'm just very happy with the way they both came out, actually.
I believe that you have surpassed Bud Abbott as the greatest straight man in the entertainment industry. I believe so, man. Because even our buddy Steve Flex said, "How the hell did you keep a straight face through all that, Pete?"
It was not easy. It was not easy.
And then Steve also complimented me, Bill, how the hell did you remember all those lines, those classic lines? You know?
I know.
But the chemistry was there, man. So I would definitely want to do it again.
Yeah, and I gotta say, equally as fun. Because I kind of enjoy playing the straight man, right? The impression episodes, like specifically the Gilbert Gottfried one, was hilarious. The Fire Marshal Bill one was out of control. What else? We
Cheech
had
and
Cheech and
Chong.
Chong and Sylvester Stallone. I mean, you know, we haven't done one in a while, so probably need to
Well,
revisit.
I would love, I dropped the ball when we did our cartoon episode, cartoon comics. I should have did Goofy's voice entirely through that one. For those of you who don't know, um, yeah, I keep telling you guys I'm an unknown comic, and if you want to check me out, I have my own YouTube channel. It's William J USA. William J USA. No spaces. And if you go on there, you have all my comedy videos from when I was doing stand up as an amateur. Check out Wild Bill hyphen the minus sign Wild Bill hyphen impressions. It's a 9-minute video. Please check it out, and you can see some of my impressions in action. But I do Goofy, and I should have went right into Goofy mode and not even let you introduce Goofy as being your sidekick. I should have just hiya boys and girls, I'm Goofy. How you doing, Pete? You can't come to Disney World because it's closed for Corona. Well, what do you know? So that's Goofy. But yeah, there's a couple other voices. I think we should definitely do one with Bobcat Goldthwait because he dissed me, and it's my turn to diss him. For those of you who don't know, I was on stage with Bobcat Goldthwait in 2013. I had been going to a comedy club for a year and a half as an amateur, and the comedy club manager used to always ask me to do my Eddie Murphy and Bobcat Goldthwait impressions before I went on. And I would tell her no for Bobcat because a lot of people wouldn't listen to me because he's not mainstream. And then usually I'm performing for a younger crowd, most people under the age of 30, and they don't know who he is. So we should definitely do a Bobcat.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I went on stage with Bobcat and did my impression of him, and then he turned out to be a real dick. He wouldn't even look at me or shake my hand. And I thought this guy was going to like me and discover me or help, kick a door open for me, But yeah, I have a talent for doing people's voices or sounds in general. So it's been fun to integrate it into our show. And It's been because of Pete and his wife. They've kind of pushed me because in the beginning of Comic Book Geezers, I was more of the serious anchor man that was really trying to hold us down, like be serious. Try not to make mistakes while on camera because we're not scripted. We're all, on the fly. We're unrehearsed, totally improvised. So I was like really like buckled down, I guess. I really was like inside my shell. I wasn't coming out. And then finally, your wife had to sit down. Bill, you keep telling everyone you're a comedian, man. Time to start doing it, And then we started doing impressions, and people seem to like it. So
yeah, that's fun. It just makes it fun, So
yeah, something
yeah,
different.
absolutely. But yeah, so a lot of good memories on the show, and there's been some, I've loved. I mean, we've done some really fun, like looks at like classic issues of like Thor and Fantastic Four and Spider-Man and Iron Man. No, those for me are a lot of fun because I just love showing off that stuff because I love those comics so much. So those for me are a lot of fun, and we've done some fun stuff with Kirk too. Going to his house was a lot of fun. I love going to cons.
I've been pushing for that Kirk trip to the house ever since we started, man.
I'm telling you, that was great, right? Those came out great.
Look at what the people write. More Kirk, please. I'm like, yes, that's what I've been saying all along.
I know, right?
And look how he filled in for me with my technical difficulties. He's done like 3 shows for you. So I know I can retire. He can fill my shoes, no problem. I know there's a backup for me. I don't know I guess he can fill in for you too if you stepped out.
Well, I mean, that's the plan. That's why I wanted to bring him on a lot more because I think that there's probably going to be times where I'm going to just tell you guys, hey, do an episode. I don't need to be in every one of them, So we'll see.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even though we had one guy who didn't like it, I really enjoy doing the parking lot trunk episodes at cons. Yes. I love doing those.
That guy didn't like it because that was his first episode he ever watched of us. Right? Because he complained, if you're going to do a serious show, stop taping out of the back of your car. And I thought to myself, you jerk, we got like 150 videos. Why not watch a couple others, man?
Yeah. Those are fun to do because they're impromptu, right? It's just like, hey, we're at a con, we're live on location. Here's what we bought. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Get a red flag. Hey, this isn't right. Hey, then don't watch, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You've got a lot more experience with that from your Sea of Tranquility than I do. With feedback that's not going the way you want or
Well,
whatever,
there's always going to be people that don't like what you do. That's, but it's usually the minority. I think, this is an honest channel. All this is, we're just doing this for the love of it. So, most people know that and appreciate it. So you just have
Yeah.
to kind of,
Like you
you
said
kind of
before,
can't take the other stuff too seriously and can't let it bug you,
yeah. But I know like we're doing something right because people, like you said, they love our storytelling, you know, and how we stick to our, our guns, we're coming, the passion's coming out, as we
Yep.
show the books and talk about what we love about it. And I think that's what people appreciate about us, which
Yeah.
is totally unexpected. It really was.
Yep.
So I'm happy that we hit 1,000 subscribers already, So now we're moving forward to 2,000. That's the next goal.
That's
So we'll
right.
see that in less than 34 months.
Yep.
We'll let you
Exactly.
know when that happens, I guess, So any other memories, anything else?
That's it. I don't know. I mean, just a lot of stuff. I would urge everybody who's watching and maybe hearing us talking about all these back episodes, go to the
Are the,
playlist.
are the bloopers up there or are they on our Facebook page?
They're up here as well. We have a blooper playlist. So yeah,
Yeah. So you
those
should
are
go
those
check
are great too. Yeah.
the blooper playlist. You can see me unmasked. Pete deliberately started rolling tape one day before we were. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. So he caught me without my shades on, which is my trademark now.
That's right. It's I always tell it because people ask, they're like, how come your co-host wears sunglasses all the time? Like, that's part of his superhero costume, man. You can't go in public without the costume.
And I've told this story a couple times before, but I'll tell it again. When we first taped our first 4 episodes, Pete was wearing eyeglasses, which he's wearing today. And when I saw him wearing shades, I was like, I wear glasses for reading only. And I thought, well, he's wearing frames. I should wear a pair of frames too, because the name is Comic Book Geezers. But I was like, he's got clear lenses. I'll go with shades instead, which is the exact opposite of what he's wearing. And then after like 4 episodes, Pete decides, I'm not going to wear my eyeglasses anymore. And I'm like, what the hell? Do I have to unmask myself? No, I'm going to keep my shades on. I'm not doing that.
There you go.
I just did. But yeah,
I wear them from time to time. Honestly, I don't like the way I look on camera with wearing glasses, but sometimes, especially when we're opening books and reading things, I mean, I can't see without them. I can see, but I can't read the shit. And a lot of times, like when we're doing the Zoom things, it helps me to see the screen because I'm no longer sitting next to you, right? I'm actually talking to you. So it helps me. So I've been wearing them more often, the more videos, the Zoom things we're doing. So, but I don't wear them all the time because quite frankly, I like the way I look better without them, but it is what it is. My eyes aren't 100% anymore. So it's,
neither are mine. And so for my decision to stick with my costume and stay with the shades, it is a major hindrance when it comes to reading the books and the fine print and the details or what issue number. And
I mean, come on, seriously. How many times have you been like showing off and you're like, and this is issue number, and you can't see it and you hand it to me and then I got to put my glasses on to look at it. It's like crazy.
But ironically, it works out. I think it's comedy gold because, you said it great last week, Bill, you blind bat. But I think it's a fine thread of comedy humor there,
Right.
I think it brings some humor, so I'm going to keep doing it. I guess it works, But I can't believe we did 1,000 already, man. So very happy, and I hope you guys, all you viewers out there, are happy with our show and keep coming back and keep spreading the word. And we're going to keep pitching comics and showing you what we got.
Absolutely. We have only just begun. So thanks again, everybody. We appreciate it. Hey, make sure if you're a Facebook fan, go over and like us on Facebook. We post some stuff from time to time over there as well that doesn't show up here on the channel. So, a lot of fun discussions go over there.
And also for all you viewers, if you do have the guts to go over to William J. USA and check out my comedy, you can either let me know on those videos or you can let me know on this show. And thanks for watching in advance. If you do check me out, I hope you like it. And I do have other videos on there of other interests that I have, which I'm not going to talk about, but they're there for you to view if you want. I only have about 10 videos, and you don't need to subscribe to my channel, but I'm not asking for that because I don't really post anything on there anymore. But if you want to go ahead and do that, you can. That's your freedom. But if you want to like any of my videos, hey, God bless you. Anyway, that's it. I'm Wild Bill,
before we go,
always saying thanks for being here and thanks for watching Comic Book.
You still there?